Thank you very much. Senator Warnock.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and congratulations on the celebration we had so well deserved for you last night. Look forward to working with you over the next 2 years.
Thank you.
I'm struck just by the reality of my sitting here 5 years ago when the Farm Bill was reauthorized, as it is every 5 years. I was actually here, but I was outside protesting and dealing with the issue of food insecurity, and in the spirit of Martin Luther King Jr., and whose pulpit I still preach, in an act of civil disobedience. I actually got arrested protesting some of the cuts around food insecurity in the Farm Bill. And it's good to be here and to have a voice and to be sitting at the table to help write the bill.
Well, we're so pleased that you are here.
Thank you so much. But when I think about the urgency of our work, think about those times and this time, I think about Nia from Dallas, Georgia. She's a disabled mother of 4 on food stamps who wrote into my office last year asking for Congress to increase funding for nutrition programs. She said, what I would usually spend for a month of food only lasts about 2 weeks. It's hard to tell your kid that mommy can't buy that this month. It costs too much. This idea of children being hungry in the wealthiest nation on the planet, for me, speaks to the heart of the gospel that I try to preach and embody every week. I'm a Matthew 25 Christian. Jesus said, inasmuch as you've done it unto the least of these, you've done it also unto me. So I think for me, it's always the moral question, and how do we center the concerns of ordinary people like Nia, which it occurs to me is Swahili for purpose. What is our purpose in this moment? And I think it is to do justice, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with our God. Today in America, federal law, in some instances, it seems to me, informed and supported by a view of the faith that sees it as a weapon rather than a bridge, is denying food assistance to returning citizens who were previously convicted of a drug-related felony, including nonviolent offenders and those who have served their time at a time when we understand much more than we did 30 years ago, 40 years ago about drug use, the ways in which huge swaths of our population, whether we're talking about poor urban black folks or poor white people in rural communities, engaged in self-medication and dealing with this illness. So convicted of a drug-related felony are being denied, having paid their price, paid their debt to society, being denied food assistance. The Biden administration, Ms. Dean, has proposed to eliminate this restriction. Why is this a high priority for the administration, and who would be helped?
Thank you, Senator, and thank you for slowing things down and reminding us of why these federal nutrition programs exist. The Biden administration supports enthusiastically repealing the ban, which is a state option, because it worsens food hardship, as you just said. When an individual is leaving incarceration, we want to support successful reentry. Denying food undermines that fundamental goal.
Reentry rather than recidivism.
Exactly.
Am I right that people will find a way to eat?
Yes, and the NIH did a study that showed that this group is overwhelmingly economically insecure. They're food insecure. A third reported in a survey that they had missed food for an entire day. So in order to meet our food security goals, our successful reentry goals, and of course, drug offenses, individuals convicted of drug offenses, it's a much higher rate of conviction amongst African Americans than whites, so it meets our equity goals as well.
And I'm sad to say that my state of Georgia, while many states have lifted these barriers, my state of Georgia still requires people with drug felony convictions to complete all of their probation and all of their parole requirements to receive nutrition assistance. And Georgia, as you may know, has the highest rate of correctional supervision in the country. So you've got huge part of the population under supervision, and until they complete all the requirements, basic food insecurity is the problem of these returning citizens. Do you think that it would be easier for these folks to find a job and stay on the right path if they had access to basic nutrition with food benefits and don't have to wonder how they will pay for their next meal?
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Senator